Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Maybe just to correct Honorable Pio and I, the people demonstrating yesterday over Chinese issues are not on things being manufactured in Kenya. It is unfair trade practices by Chinese business people who have refused Kenyans access to the Chinese market and allowed the Chinese to have unfettered access into the Kenyan market. And I want to inform the Honorable Leader of Minority that the government of Kenya is well apprised of the issue. This morning we had a meeting with representatives of the Nyamakima River Road traders that was chaired by none other than the Deputy President and included all agencies of government, including KEBS, KRA, Anti-Counterfeit Authority, and all other relevant agencies. And government is working hard to look into solutions to that issue. Honorable Speaker, we did pass the Budget and Appropriations Report yesterday, which is now what has enabled us to prepare this appropriations bill. And there isn't much that we can say other than what we said yesterday in terms of the budget making process and approval of this appropriations bill. Upon passage of this bill, Honorable Speaker, we shall be able now to access the monies as when His Excellency the President assents to the bill to become the Appropriations Act of Supplementary 1. And governments, agencies and departments and ministries will now be able to access funds to be able to spur the economic growth that we were speaking about yesterday. But significantly, Honorable Speaker, yesterday as we passed the report, there was also reports of the cabinet meeting of yesterday morning. And I have seen a number of media houses misreport a resolution by cabinet. And because we are the budget-making house, we have a responsibility to correct misreporting by the media. And Honorable Speaker, some of these media houses have become notorious. This afternoon, the Chief Whip has just tabled reports of the Auditor General and financial statements in respect of a number of constituencies for the financial year ended 2021. Let me just say this, Honorable Speaker, with your indulgence, because we have a number of new members of Parliament whose first audit reports will be tabled before this House, hopefully by mid next year, after the audits that will be done after you are taking office. Please, don't allow yourself to be blackmailed or to be intimidated by any person in the media. On occasion, some of them are calling members of Parliament, oh, we have seen an audit report of your NGCDF committee. I can see already members nodding, so a number of them have been called. And there are issues that you need to talk to us about. Members of Parliament are not accounting officers of NGCDF, and they have no business. If there are issues to do with the audit of NGCDF, those are issues to be dealt with by the accounting officers that are the fund account managers in your respective constituencies. Therefore, don't allow some of these cheap media houses to blackmail you for small bribes so that they don't. Tell them, like I told the one who was approaching some members, I told them, go put it on your headline in your funny newspaper that you don't even sell, you distribute for free. Anyway, Honorable Speaker, I was on the media because the same media house today is misreporting the resolution by cabinet of coming up with a debt anchor and misreporting that the government of Kenya now is raising the debt ceiling. And far from it, I don't know whether it's because the writer does not understand that the debt anchor simply relates to a debt to GDP ratio that defines the optimal or desirable debt carrying capacity of an economy. And it's that simple. And we are saying our debt carrying capacity, our optimal or desired debt carrying capacity, will now be anchored at 55% of GDP in net present value terms. Maybe it's too much economics for some of these writers and journalists, but I would encourage them. And allow me, Mr. Speaker, to mention the People newspaper, because it is the People newspaper I am talking about. They either MediaMax, the same media house that has the famed KAMEHEMEHE FM, that the other day was fighting our lady members of Parliament, telling them that they are wearing vitenges.
Honorable Wandai, what is the problem?
He wants to defend.
The Speaker just